What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Attack on Titan, Season 3. Holy shit. Yo! This episode was fucking amazing! This is without a doubt my favorite episode of the entire series. Yes, all 3 seasons, everything. We got so many reveals, so many plot twists. Oh my god. I'm legit speechless right now. If y'all follow me on my socials, which you should, links in the description. Yeah, I just had to plug it there right there. Anyway, you guys know that I even did, I recorded a reaction, as soon as I finished the episode, it was I literally finished the episode 5 minutes before I recorded that. It was 5 minutes before I started recording after I finished the episode. I was just, so speechless, and the episode was so amazing. Just what happened, I just had to talk about it like that. I just had to get my thoughts out, immediately. I just, I gotta say something, right now. And, what got revealed? I'm speechless right now. I can't believe what I just watched. We learned how Eren became a Titan shifter. We learned some stuff with Historia. We learned some stuff about Titans, and look, when I saw the stuff with Levi and some of my other episodes, you guys know I was why were manga reels dropping the manga again? Because I was now I'm really, why did y'all drop it? I understand pacing issues and the art not being all that, but I think I would have just kept on reading it with this reveal. I would have been you know what, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm not dropping this manga. I mean, props to Cheese for, after this arc, he ended up just dropping the manga and ended up becoming an anime only because, the anime, let's all face the anime is so much better than the manga. At least from what I've heard. I personally haven't read the manga yet. I do plan to one day to eventually give it a read one day, but yeah, just from art and animation alone, it's shits on the manga with the stuff with Levi. I'm speechless. I still am recovering from what greatness I just watched. Anyway, let us begin. So we start this off. We got Eren. He's tied up. As we saw last week, he's trying to break out of him. Historia comes in there. She's like, Eren, my father, he has always been on the side of humanity. He's been working together with them, for many years and years to come. Yes, he has been a prop for the Scouts, and yes, his men did kill Nick, but it was all for the betterment of humanity. Whether that's actually true or not remains to be seen. If killing Pastor Nick was indeed the best thing for humanity. I mean, granted, I never particularly cared for him. I never really liked him. Granted, because he just wouldn't just tell us, he was always I will not tell you the answers you seek, even though I have them. Yeah, in season 2, so it wasn't really huge, but at the same time, did he really need to die? I mean, the man clearly wouldn't say nothing. Even when he was tortured, he still didn't give up the info. As far as we know, anyway. So, who knows about that? And so then he's and then, he comes, Roy, I believe his name was Roy, something along those lines. It started with an R, anyway. He comes in and be Historia, let me explain the rest. And Eren's, looking around, and he's like, have I been here before? It's he thinks, it kind of has, there's almost, I guess you can say almost deja vu, I guess, almost. He's what's wrong? This is your first time being here, although I wouldn't be surprised if this place seemed familiar to you. And, so they're right behind Eren. They're about, and he got his hand down, looking like he's about to, touch Eren. But he starts, hey man, explain to Eren, everything's I planned it, but let's try this, see if all the memories will come back to him. So, both him and Historia put their hands on Eren's back, and, the lightning hits, and then everything is revealed. We see these brief flashes of another Titan, of another female Titan. We see, you know, this Titan grabbing these people and killing them. And then... Ooh, baby. We get to see how Eren... Because I remember, I believe it was either in Season 1 or Season 2 of Attack on Titan where we saw this. Because I remember we had, like, it was in one of those seasons where we kind of saw this brief flash. Like, I think Eren was having a dream or something, where he got these brief of, like, you know, of his father holding a syringe. I believe he said, like, "I'm sorry, Eren." He had tears in his eyes. He was crying. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure something like that did happen in either Season 1 or Season 2. I think it was Season 2, but I could be wrong on that. Anyway, and then we see Eren transform into a Titan, and then we see him grab his father. Now, we don't know if he ate him or not. I assume we did, because he does have his memories, as well as, you know, of course, and as we know, how someone becomes a Titan Shifter is that they eat another Titan Shifter. So it looks like he ate fire, and he holds his glasses up. He's like, "Dad," and he's crying. Okay. Now, I could be wrong on this, but wasn't his dad alive and well in, like, the first episode of Attack on Titan? Wasn't he alive and well? Didn't he? I mean, I'm pretty sure he did give Eren the key to the basement. So unless his mom remarried, or I could be misremembering, or maybe he came back to life or something. Like, I don't know, he has, like, an amazing healing factor, and he can, like, you know, and he somehow got out of Eren's digestive system or something. Or something else. Because I'm pretty sure Eren's father was alive in Season 1 when we saw Eren when he was a kid. I'm pretty sure that happened. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was alive. So unless it was another dude, he was alive and well in Season 1. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not he's actually dead, or he's still alive, or something else, because I'm pretty sure he was still alive. Anyway, and so, you know, and Eren just had, like, the music. Oh my god, the music in this episode. Oh, the music! The music! Oh, the music was so good. Oh, the music this week was so good. I love the music. Oh my god, Attack on Titan Season 3 has been fucking killing it. Anyway, so, you know, and they're like, you know, "You remember now?" And Eren, look at Eren's fight, he's just like, "What?" So, we then get a little bit more backstory on Historia's past, where we actually find out that she actually was never alone, because of her half-sister, Frida, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I'm pretty sure that's what her name was, Frida. But she was, like, always there for Krista, or I should say Historia, back when she was a little girl. If I had to assume, probably most of the time she was probably there after her mom left. You know, when her mom left after that, or she was probably there while she was still around, and it was probably like around either one of those two timelines or both the time. But ooh, yo, the subtlety in this thing! Oh my god, there is so much subtlety here. Like when I went back to rewatch episodes, because when I review the episodes, I usually, like, while I'm recording it, I go back and rewatch the episode, like, bits and pieces, just make sure I don't forget anything really major. I didn't notice this beforehand, but oh my god, the mangaka for Attack on Titan is a fucking genius. This man, the amount of subtlety he put in there, like, this is the kind of stuff that you probably wouldn't notice unless you were really paying attention. But it's so subtle, I'm like, this man is a fucking genius. This man is a fucking genius. So, okay, she's reading this book, okay? And she's like, she's mom, but, like, Chris, Historia should be a little bit more layla, because she's like, because she has, like, already she knows, like, blow, you should, and she wanted, like, what does ladylike mean? And she points at this picture in the book. There is this monster, or I guess you would say it's a Titan, that looks like Ymir's Titan form. The subtlety doesn't end there. He says, oh yeah, she's like Krista, oh yeah, her name's Krista. She's kind to everyone. Just like Historia was back in Season 1. And she tells her, you should be more like Krista. This world's so cruel because she's so kind. The subtlety in that scene. Because not only do we see Ymir's Titan form, we here talking about, Krista being this very kind person, and, that Historia should be a little bit more like Krista. the subtlety in that scene, like, it's so subtle that you probably wouldn't really notice unless you were, like, really paying attention, but that, oh my god, I did not notice that when I first watched it, but when I rewatched the episode, I love that little bit of subtlety where you got, like, you know, her top of this girl named Krista, this character in a book. Then, of course, we knew that Krista and that story ended up becoming that person when she had to change her name to Krista. And, of course, you know, the events of season 1 happened. And I guess you can also say season 2. The subtlety in that was just amazing. But anyway, she ends up talking about how, you know, she was like, you know, she's like, okay, you know, it's time for me to leave now. It's time for you to forget about me until we meet again. And she ends up like putting her head against Astoria. And there's also another scene where Astoria, because she's like a big, because as we know, that's Frida is Astoria's half sister. She has like, you know, that little sister, like, you know, I maybe not idolizing it, but like, you know, looking up to their big sister. She's like, oh, can I be like you when I grow up? You know, I want to be like you when I grow up. But she kind of has a shock of like, you know, like look of shock when she says that, but she ends up just hugging her. If I had to assume, it's probably because of like the whole Titan thing she has, because as we see, she's also a Titan shifter, because we see when she like hugs or like, you know, does whatever to Historia, she like puts her head against hers. We hear this like little, you know, the lightning flash, the lightning when, you know, Titan, when, you know, they transform, that happened, and she forgets her memories. So I'm assuming this is how the royal family or whatever ended up, like, you know, making everyone lose their memories to make them easier to control. This is probably how they did it with the powers of this, whatever these Titan powers that the Race family hold. Whether or not Historia has it remains to be seen. Whether or not she's a Titan shifter as well, doubtful. But you never know when she might have the power to. And we find out that the person that she asked, like, you know, oh, where is Frida? You know, I want to thank her for everything she did for me when I was a kid. And her father's like, yeah, she dead. Yeah, she died a long time ago. And he talks about how his wife and his whole family, because he had 5 kids before Historia, or I didn't remember, that might be including Historia, they all ended up dying at the hands of Aaron's father. Because he wanted the powers of the power that the Race family hold, the power, you know. And now he was already a Titan shifter, but I gotta say, his Titan form looks suspiciously like the Beast Titan without all the hair. I mean, there's a little chest hair there, but the body type and everything looks suspiciously like the Beast Titan. Da-da-da! Aaron's father is the Beast Titan. I'm calling it. Aaron's father is the Beast Titan. I am calling it right now. He is the Beast Titan. Oh, yo, this show is so damn fucking good. I love Attack on Titan. I mean, I was already in love with Attack on Titan, but I would say I wouldn't love it as much. People like, some people like, you know, oh, Attack on Titan's my favorite anime. It's so damn good. I wasn't like that. I loved Attack on Titan, but at season 2 I loved it more. But this, yo. Oh, season 3! Oh, season 3! This is without a doubt a contender for anime of the year for when the Crunchyroll Anime Awards happen. I mean, when that happens, I'm still gonna vote for Hero Walk, because, you know, Hero Walk is my show, and what we got in season 3 was great. But Attack on Titan, ooh! If Attack on Titan ends up like pulling like a clutch and it ends up winning, I'm not gonna be pissed. I will be like, you know what? It deserves that win, because goddamn it, season 3 is fucking awesome. Yo, this, oh man, I cannot gush about the series enough about how damn good Attack on Titan this episode is. But yeah, that subtlety there was just, oh, I love it. So, and she asked, and the story asks Aaron, like, as if he was going to know the answer, like, you know, why would he do such a thing? And Aaron's just like, what the fuck is going on right now? Because, like, the man's mind has been pretty much been blown when he found out his dad was a Titan shifter. Pretty much killed the whole Race family for their Titan shifter. But as we learned, Frida's Titan form was actually the strongest Titan. So if I had to guess, it's probably better than Annie's, Annie, Ymir's, and, you know, of course, Aaron, Reiner, Barret's is probably better than all of them. But since she didn't have the experience that Aaron's father did, she ended up losing and, of course, dying when he ate her. And of course inherited her power, which if I had to guess the power, because he said that the power that she wanted was the power of the Titans that they hold, but if I had to really assume, it was probably just the whole, like, you know, memory changing, you know, because that's probably how Aaron doesn't remember any of this. His father probably did this to him a little bit, because, like, you know, Aaron, like, this was all new to Aaron. unless something else happened that I'm not aware of, because I don't know, because I could have sworn her dad. Nah, whatever. I already talked about that beforehand. But anyway, so then Kenny shows up. He's like, hey, and tells him like, that the scouts, that there's a coup d'etat going on, and all that stuff. The scouts are on their tail, yada yada yada. Reyes tells him like, okay, man, of course, take your squad, defend the gate. He's like, all right. So then we get back to the Capitol, where we find Zachary with one of the head honchos at the I'm assuming was one of the head honchos at the that was like one of the political elites before this whole coup d'etat happened. He's captured. He's in this weird chair where he's upside down, and it tells oh, you're gonna be eating like from like up down, like from downward up. I forget the exact terminology, but the dude's like legit like hung upside down. He like only has like a socks on, and he goes on and on and on and on and on about like this is his masterpiece, like because this is like it's pretty much a torture device. That's what it is, because like he's naked, he's upside down on this chair, and he like shoves this tube like in the dude's mouth. If I had to assume, it's probably how he's gonna get his food, because like I said, it's gonna be weird for him to swallow since he's upside down. So good luck trying to eat or anything, and with the blood rushing to your head, that cannot be comfortable. So, feel bad for him. So then we get back to Erwin, and so Erwin's he's preparing everything for his mission to, of course, get back Eren and Historia. The guy that works on I keep forgetting this dude's name. The guy that was drunk when we first saw in season 1, the dude with the mustache. He goes on to say that he knew Zachary, and that the only reason he did join, or at least did back up Erwin with this coup d'etat, was because he felt that this was the best, superior choice for humanity. If it was the other way around, he was fully prepared to go against Zachary, because he says, as he stated, that he, unlike Erwin, values the lives of the people over himself. So then the other guys come up there and like, Erwin, we're ready to go, let's do it. So Erwin's like, our mission is to bring back Historia and Garen Shitsune. You guys season 2, like, oh my god, I remember back in season 2 when like Erwin said like, when he got caught by that Titan, and even though his arm was cut in there, he was like, I told you, Shitsune. It was like, charge. I was like, that scene was so badass with Erwin. I'm like, that just shows you how much of a boss that man is when he's getting eaten, but when his arm gets caught. He's still telling y'all to charge like a badass. It was just, that scene for season 2 was just amazing. I just love that scene for season 2. Sorry, I know that scene. So then we get back to Mikasa and the crew. They're wondering, Connie's like, hey man, I think we should maybe wait there. Mikasa's like, no, we ain't waiting. He's like, yeah, you're right. The air could get eaten in the time it takes if we wait till morning. So he talks about how Kenny, that he worked that about Kenny, he of course, as we knew, he lived with him, and that he didn't even know his full name until recently, of course, when the day told him that was Kenny Carmen, which, as we know, that is Mikasa's last name. The stuff with Kenny. What goes down with Kenny? Man. Okay, so back to what I was saying, and Levi asked, he said, is he a relative of yours? And he talks about how his family was persecuted, about how the Carmens were persecuted, and of course, since Mikasa's mom, the Orientals, I believe their name was since that they were a different race, being Asian, that they didn't fit anywhere, so they were driven to like pretty much like the outskirts, pretty much like in like this forest area that's literally like right next to the walls, to where they married, and of course lived, to where they lived and was married. And Levi asked her, was there ever a time where you felt an absurd power, rising within you that you didn't think you had? And of course, she remembers the scene from season 1 when she broke the hilt of that knife, went through the floor, went charged into the dude that killed her mom and dad, and was about to abduct her from season 1, as we remember. So for season 1, there was so much craziness in there. You could tell the director of Death Note directed that scene, because, man, it's just as ludicrous and over the top as Death Note was. So, and he talks about how Kenny had that same thing happen, that Levi has had that same thing happen. And so, we get to Kenny, everyone's suiting up on Casey. He looks at this knife. He twists the blade, has it back up where we see a younger Kenny. where then he starts talking to his grandpa, and he's asking like, hey man, what's going on? Why is the Carmen family being persecuted? Like why are they all being being killed left, right, and center? I thought we were like like a family that protected the king. So what's up? He ends up rising and tells her that actually that the reason the king has betrayed and been like persecuting and really been going after the Akarmans is because he can't control them. He goes on about how that the royal families have the power of the Titans, that they can get rid of memories and everything. But then we find out that there was two groups of people that ended up betrayed, and he also Levi, not Levi. Kenny goes on about how this like woman that he ended up finding his little sister. I don't know if he's talking about Mikasa or someone else, but he goes on like this woman, like this person got that was working at a brothel. She got impregnated by one of her clients or like one of her customers there, and then she wants to keep it, and she isn't listening to Kenny. I don't know if he's talking about Kenny, about Mikasa's mom or Mikasa's dad, or how maybe I don't know if he's talking about Mikasa or if this has any real relevance to anything revolving around Mikasa, whether or not the person he was talking about was about indeed his father or her father or maybe his mother. I don't know. So he said, and then his grandfather tells him about the two families that ended up turning their backs on the king were the Akarmans and the Orientals, which, as we know, that is that's the families of Mikasa's mom and dad. Man, does this shit run deep! Oh my god, I want to keep digging. I want to know where this leads. It's like digging for buried treasure here, and I'm like, keep digging, like, where does this lead? Because like, there are so many layers to this. So much layers, so many reveals. Like season 1, season 2, we had our little moments of like, woo, like what are the Titans? We saw the Titans in the walls. All that stuff. Like there have been little things that have been intriguing and everything, but not like this. Now I was like, okay, I want to know. Now I'm like, I need to know more. I'm like feverishly like digging costs. Like come on, like I need to know more. Where is this leading? Like I'm not gonna go out and like read the manga now just to know everything. I'm gonna wait until the anime tells me. But yo, oh my god, this episode was amazing. So to end it off, we see Levi. He gets into the church, he finds the secret entrance that leads to, of course, this little dungeon, prison, whatever you want to call it, where Eren is being kept at. You see Kenny's team, they're getting ready. One of the higher ups, this woman goes on about the speech about, we all joined the military police and Kenny gave us meaning to our meaningless lives, yada 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 yada. Levi gets everything set up, and he asks everyone, like, are you ready to get your hands dirty? Levi's like, okay, we're ready. And that's, of course, where the episode ends, right when shit hits the fan. Man, was this episode fucking amazing. Without a doubt, my favorite episode of Attack on Titan Season 3, period. This is without my favorite episode of Attack on Titan, period. This is one of the best anime episodes I've probably seen of all time. Okay, maybe not that far, but it was damn good. This episode was amazing, and when I was rewatching it, the little details, like the stuff with like Meek, with like Astoria, and the stuff we find out about Kenny, I am so hyped to see next week's episode. Next week looks like next week's gonna be fucking amazing. The art animation's probably gonna be killer, because Witsu's been killing it with that art animation. So overall, I of course give this episode, a 10 out of 10. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, so if you like, link down below. As always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's too